Oh, I didn't see you there. Yeah, I did. I'm Jesse from DarkstormReviews.com, and welcome to my, I don't know, comic versus the movie Captain America Winter Soldier. Uh, I saw Captain America 2, or Captain America Winter Soldier. Oh, wait a minute. I was going to get the. Sorry, Freddy. Oh, he's gone. I was going to pull this. Oh, great. Before I started this video. Well, whatever. I can fix it in editing, but I probably won't. Saw Captain America Winter Soldier, the movie, 2 nights ago, Monday night, with my wife, and loved it. She liked it too. And I wanted to make a little video about the differences, and it's not really review. I guess it sort of is in a way. But I'm going to talk about the differences between the two. Is one better than the other? Blah blah blah. Kind of like that. I got some notes here. Excuse me. Unlike most Marvel movies or just comic book movies in general, Winter Soldier is kind of unique in that it actually takes the title from a comic book arc, sorry, or story. In this case, Winter Soldier. Most books don't. Most comic book movies don't do that. Although X-Men is the next X-Men movie is as well. Days of Future Past. So maybe that'll be a new trend. I don't know. We'll see. By the way, if you just watched my previous video of new comic books and booze, this is a Hogan's Goat. I'm almost done the bottle. There we go. That's the last of it. Damn good stuff. Anyways, so there's a lot of differences, but I was fine with all of them. It was just really well done. I think this is one of the best comic book movies ever made so far. I don't know what can top this. I mean, this was just outstanding. As awesome as this is, and I highly recommend you do check out Captain America Winter Soldier, the graphic novel. I don't have the individual issues myself. This came out in 2005, which was during the approximately 10 years where I wasn't following comics on a regular basis. And I never really followed Captain America much anyway. I just have some graphic novels, and he appears, of course, in Avengers and various other titles from time to time. So I picked up the graphic novel. I don't remember when I bought this exactly. But it's true what they say. Ed Brubaker is the writer for this character, and Winter Soldier is one of the best Captain America stories ever written. I haven't read nearly all of them, but I am going to just go with what the masses say about this, because this is really, really good. The movie tells a much bigger story, a more global kind of story with, oh, spoiler alert, by the way. Probably should have said that at the beginning. I will be spoiling a few things, so if you haven't seen the movie and you don't want me to spoil anything, watch this later. So yeah, it's a much more global kind of story, with having all the helicarriers in the air, and potentially going to be killing millions and millions of people. The comic is nothing like that. It's more about who the Winter Soldier is, who's he assassinating, who's controlling and who's giving him orders, that sort of thing. One of the many differences is, well, I'll just run them down, I guess, in no particular order. Black Widow, I think, from what I remember, she is mentioned in the comic, but she's not really in it. That's for sure. Whereas she's a major character in the film. And Agent 13 in the film, Sharon Carter, she just meets Steve Rogers in the film for the first time, as her as that nurse across the hall, his neighbor. But in the comic, they have already had a relationship, and they've broken up. Just looking for some shots of her in the comic. The artwork in here is really outstanding too, by Steve. I think his first name is Steve Epting. Really, really, really great, kind of somewhat realistic art style. Oh, and there, of course, you have the original white Captain Nick Fury, Captain, the original Nick Fury right there. Yeah, there's very dark, so I don't know if you can really see too well there, but there's Sharon Carter, Agent 13. So yeah, she's already a well-established character in the comic at this point. And there's also a lot of flashbacks to the 40s with Captain America and Bucky. Um, Quite a lot of flashbacks in the comic, whereas in the movie there's a little bit, but they're all different, and none of them are the same. There's some shots of Steve and Sharon there. And so that was pretty different, but that was fine. Black Widow's a good character. I like Scarlett Johansson. And I don't remember the name of the woman who played Sharon Carter in the film, but not only was she good, but she even looks kind of like she does in this book here, in this comic. One thing I was disappointed, well, the only thing that kind of disappointed me about the movie was Brock Rumlow is just Brock Rumlow. He's not Crossbones. I love Crossbones. He's such a badass character. There he is. I really wanted to see him in the mask. He's still alive at the end of the film, of course. You see his burned up body, so it looks like either in Captain America 3 or Avengers 2, I don't know what movie he's going to show up in next, but it looks like he will become Crossbones eventually, who can, of course, hold his own against Captain America, even though he has no superpowers himself. He's just that damn good in hand-to-hand combat. He's such a badass. I love his mask, his whole outfit. The actor who played him in the film, Frank Grillo, actually did a really good job. Like when I heard he wasn't going to have the mask, I was like, oh, I was really bummed out. But the character is essentially the same. The way he plays him, he felt like Crossbones. He just didn't look like him yet. So I am looking forward to that in whatever movie that happens to be in when he puts on the mask. Robert Redford played Alexander Pierce. In the comic, it's a different guy who has control of the Winter Soldier, Russian dude. So that whole, I mean, I didn't really care. I mean, either way, I mean, both ways of telling the story in the comic and in the film were both extremely well done. So I didn't really care that it was Alexander Pierce rather than, I can't remember his bloody name now. I probably should have reviewed this before I started it. Fuck. His name's Alec, I think. It's been a while since I read this. Yeah, I probably should have prepared this better. Anyway, it is the Russians, Soviets, who are controlling the Winter Soldier, rather than the Robert Redford, Alexander Pierce character. But that's fine. What else was there? Oh, the Stan Lee cameo. It was funny, but he didn't top himself. For me, the best Stan Lee cameos so far, I think there's been two that were really great. In Amazing Spider-Man 2, or no, sorry, Amazing Spider-Man, the last one from last 2 years ago, where he's got the headphones on and Spider-Man and the Lizard are fighting in the background there, and Thor 2, Thor: The Dark World, that was really funny. This one's good. It doesn't top those two, not yet. So, what else is there? Oh, Kobe Smulders as Maria Hill. She was really good. Most people know her from How I Met Your Mother. Same with me. That's where I know her from. I don't know anything else she's done actually other than that. So that was cool. The whole Hydra thing, which doesn't, it's, I don't think Hydra's in this at all actually. So that was different too. Um, oh, those are some nice flashback black and white shots there. Yeah, then there's some minor things that don't really matter. Blah blah blah. Oh yeah, this is like really the first Marvel movie where it felt like there was a real sense of danger, like a real threat, um, where people not only could die but did die. Lots of innocent people die in this movie. Um, uh, the yeah, probably more violent than most other Marvel movies too, with all the people getting shot, blown up, and what the Winter Soldier does. Just the hand-to-hand combat in this movie is outstanding between what's it, Chris Evans and Frank Grillo. There's a UFC guy. I don't follow UFC, but the crazy acrobatic guy at the beginning of the movie on the boat that fights Captain America, apparently he's a UFC guy. All of that, just really outstanding hand-to-hand combat scenes in this movie. Really impressive stuff. And I loved all the shield stuff, like when he destroys that helicarrier just with his shield. That was badass. Loved that. Is there anything? Oh, the final credits. You stuck for those, I hope. I spoke to someone at work today who just got up and left. He told me he saw it yesterday and he just got up and he left. I'm like, what are you doing? It's a Marvel movie. Of course there's going to be end credit stuff too in this movie. And of course, well, the coolest one for me, and I'm sure probably for most people, was getting our first glimpse, first tease of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. I'm stoked to see that. Excuse me. I don't know that much about Quicksilver. I'm not that familiar with him. I've read stories with him. I just never really pay any attention to him. I don't find him that interesting. But Scarlet Witch, can't wait to see her in. Is it Avengers 2 she's going to be in? I don't remember. It's either Avengers. I guess it must be Avengers 2. She must be in that one. But that was really, really cool to get the first little tease of her. And then there's the final one at the very end of the credits where you see Bucky walk into that museum display and looking at the old picture of himself as Bucky and then walking away. That was pretty cool. I don't know if there was anything else I mean, there's a lot of other differences in this movie, but I mean, I don't want to talk about it for an hour. And you may have shut this video off already, actually. And so, oh, Sebastian Stan, who played the Winter Soldier, Bucky, he was just amazing. Like, definitely one of the best villains that I've seen in any comic book movie because he was really threatening. He had a real presence, a real like whenever he's on screen, like you can feel something. You can feel that he's a serious threat to anybody who's around him. And even though he hardly speaks in the movie at all, um, he's got a real presence. I thought he did it's just a stupendous job. Sebastian Stan, like really great performance as the Winter Soldier, and I don't know. Other than that, all I really have to say is whether you've only seen the movie or only read the comic, I recommend you do both. Not just to see how many differences are and how this was changed. It's like the Falcon's origin was changed. Falcon was great. I loved. I can't remember who played Sam Wilson in the movie, but he was great. Like they changed his origin, which is fine. Um, you don't get to see Red Wing. I think that was his name, Red Wing. He has in the comics he has a mental connection to an actual Falcon. Doesn't matter that he didn't do that in the movie. I mean that's no big deal. But anyway, not just to see the differences between the two, but just to read just to either read a really great Captain America story with really great artwork, um, just see where the source material came from. Despite all the differences, like is one better than the other? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't have a lot of Captain America books, but this is a really fantastic read, fantastic artwork. The movie's great. Uh, yeah, that's really all I have to say. Is I highly recommend that you pick this up in graphic novel format or digitally. You can get this digitally as well. It's probably cheaper. Um, yeah. So, what do you guys think? You know, have you read the comic as well? Have you seen the movie? You just one or the other? Leave your comments in below. I would really appreciate it. Any questions or comments that you have, I'll gladly respond to them. I'm Jesse from DarkstormReviews.com. Thanks for watching, and see ya.